Hello. Well, it's lovely to be here because I'll show you what can happen at some of my comedy gigs. Is that I can get to the venue and find that the promoter has made a poster that looks suspiciously like one of the other acts. Has murdered me. Doesn't it look like, have you seen this man? He's killed this woman. There she is enjoying her final day's walk in the park. It was a lovely sunny day. In the end, actually, that gentleman didn't turn up for the gig because I'd murdered him. Not really. No, I hope he hasn't been murdered, that particular gentleman. I've put myself right in the frame there, haven't I? Yes. So I wrote a book called Is Monogamy Dead? When I heard that in many surveys 50% of people confess to cheating. Yes. So if you are in a monogamous relationship and you're not cheating, you better look closely at your partner. Simple Maths says it's got to be them. Anyone in cheating tonight? Is anyone polyamorous, having more than one relationship? No, because they're quite busy. If you are polyamorous and you've reached your threshold of partners, apparently you can say that you're polysaturated. But I've been studying the body language between people who are together for many years. This is a sort of hostage situation there. I love it when you see a couple and one of them is shorter than the other. I find myself fascinated and thinking, how did they get together? Did their eyes meet across a seesaw? And height difference is scientifically interesting because men often go for a woman who's shorter, women go for a man who's taller. Evens out in heterosexual relationships. But did you know in the gay world these desires carry over? It's quite hard for a short lesbian like me to catch either a slightly taller lesbian because she's looking for a taller lesbian than that, and it carries on and on. And endless spiral. And in some ways it's quite good. Two gay people can't actually create a baby together because, think about it, runaway evolutionary theory would mean that lesbians would evolve and get taller and taller and taller and taller and taller. Gay men would get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So we couldn't possibly coexist in the same society, could we? It'd be ridiculous. People would be like, oh, the lesbians are coming, run away together. Crush us with their giant Dr. Martin boots. Pick up that little teeny tiny gay man. He can't run very fast. With those tiny legs. I noticed loads of everyone's saying they're a bit gay now, they're a bit queer. I mean, frankly, it's been ruined. Yeah, now we've got to do all the same old shit straight people do and get married. Yeah. But back in the good old days, when I came out to my parents, I did it on April Fool's Day. So I thought I'd have a good get out if they didn't like it. It turns out they did. They were excited, like, ooh, our daughter's done something interesting. I was the one who was all inhibited, didn't want everyone knowing, but they started going around telling all the neighbours, handing out flyers, printing up t-shirts, trying to get us all on Kilroy. My mum tried to tell me something about her and her friend Joan on holiday. Which I didn't want to hear. It was disgusting. But I've been getting around London using what I refer to as my gay Oyster card. When I tap it, it goes, ooh. No. It's got this Stonewall slogan on from a few years ago. Some people are gay, get over it. But I was actually in love with a heterosexual lady a while back, so a better slogan for me would be, some people are not gay, get over that. Don't feel too sorry for me though. I did hold her hand once. She was unconscious. I just pushed her in front of a cyclist. She was actually bisexual for one day, but I missed that. I was on a field trip. I had to hand this card in to the man behind the window at the tube the other day because it wasn't reading on the gate. And he said, oh, madam, that's because your card is curved. And I wondered if he carefully avoided saying, it's bent. And then when I got on the tube, I noticed everyone was getting out their little gadgets, their little iPods and iPads with their from their eye bags with their eye hands. Because we are turning into robots, aren't we? The technology is taking over. Humans will be obsolete in a few years' time. It's made me want to embrace some of the old stuff. So, for example, when the woman next to me on the train, she got out her Kindle, I got out my Beyer tapestry. Unravelled, and it's quite a boring one, actually. I haven't got to the bit yet where he gets the, the arrow in the eye. Hope you're not reading the same Beyer tapestry as me, 'cause it's a little bit of a spoiler, isn't it? But I'm not a complete old fuddy-duddy. I mean, I like some progressive things. I went to a gig the other day where they had a creche for the women with babies, and they had a breastfeeding cafe as well, which was lovely because I was quite thirsty. I've been quite busy being a lesbian. It's quite time-consuming being a lesbian. I'm quite busy with it because let me show you the difference between a male and female orgasm. Here's the graph of a male orgasm: arousal, plateau, and climax. And if I just turn this over, I have the same pattern for a woman. I've been in my current relationship about 2 years. We're just about here. Bromley South. Yes. But when you have started a relatively new relationship, you do kind of want to show off about it a little bit, don't you? I mean, I don't mean you get up on a stage and say, I'm having sex. No, what kind of crazy narcissist would do that? No. What you do is something a bit more subtle, isn't it? Like on the Sunday morning after you've had the sex, because sex night is Saturday night, isn't it? I'm quite traditional like that. Sometimes you even do a little bow, hello. And so on the Sunday morning after you've had the sex night on the Saturday night, you go to the corner shop, don't you? Just with slightly messy bed hair. Just with slightly messy bed hair, and you think, that'll be enough, won't it? That'll be enough for my little mate in the corner shop to know that this sex bomb has been reactivated. That'll be that Maybe I'll bump into one of the neighbours on the way. Good morning, Marjorie. Something different about me? Glowing, you say? I think, well, maybe I won't even bother putting my bra back on because my lover's probably thrown it out the window. Then I remember I'm a woman in my 40s and scoop my breast back up off my knees. Normally on this trip to the corner shop I wouldn't be juggling a small microphone as well, but I have on this occasion taken a little PA system with me because I'm slightly strained my vocal cords shouting things out during the sex. You're supposed to shout things out, aren't you? I couldn't remember what, I was a bit rusty. You're supposed to shout things out, aren't you? The words of encouragement like, oh baby, that's very good, pray continue. It turns out I'm quite posh during sex. My libido went missing in action for 2 years, came back talking like a Jane Austen character. Where have you been, libido? I don't know, but let's see if we can't take a turn about the grounds, get lost in the maze. I'm so posh, I've even been known to shout out, oh crumbs! So there I am in the corner shop getting my pint of milk, 1 pint of milk please, and let's get some more sexy things, I think. Let's get some croissant, the French, we can sort of roll about in the crumbs. Let's get some champagne, we can pour over each other's naked bodies, but the champagne is £1 million because of Brexit. Do you take cards? Let's get some passion fruit, that sounds sexy, and let's get some oysters, they're an aphrodisiac. It's a very well stocked corner shop this, isn't it? We can have what the fuck we want, it's in my imagination. So there I am, I'm getting my milk, and I'm getting passion fruit, yes, champagne, brilliant, oysters, and passion fruit, and I'm thinking this is all going to be enough for my little mate in the corner shop and Marjorie in the queue behind me to know that I'm having an amazing time in bed. Whereas what they actually think is that I'm having a breakdown. Possibly also true. Possibly also true. Oh, yeah, food plays an important role in relationships as well, doesn't it? Yeah, food is, you know, and you find yourself saying all wanky things when your partner's cooked for you, don't you? Especially at the beginning, you say things like, I love the peppery taste of rocket. Even if you don't, well, you've made a rod for your own back, haven't you? It'll always be rocket. It becomes harder and harder to introduce a new salad leaf into the relationship than it does to talk about sex toys and all the things they don't talk about, like the fact their cooking's gone downhill at the beginning. A la carte, 2 years in beans on toast, 3 years in a plate of worms, and you still say, I love the taste of worms, and you start to wonder, don't you, what the point of it all is. A bit like when Grandma used to try and teach the whole family a new card game on holiday. You'd be sitting round the table, passing cards to the right, 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 and there was no game. There was no game. But you were young and you still believed in Grandma, but the grown-ups knew better, and your mum will tell you to go upstairs and get your guitar and play Streets of London to smooth over the awkward silence. So, I'm just going to leave you with a tip about kissing, because I do a lot of podcasts and books about love and sexy stuff, and so yes, it'd be lovely to be stalked by you on Twitter and stuff. But my favourite part of sex is kissing, because at that stage there's still hope. Who likes kissing? Oh, just you. So straight to penetration. No, I'll just leave you with my tip about kissing from The Joy of Sex. It says, a good mouth-to-mouth kiss should leave its recipient breathless, but not asphyxiated. So do bear that in mind, lovebirds. Thank you very much. I'm Rosie Wilby. Thank you.